Emma arrived at the first day of kindergarten, and when she arrived at school, she was a little girl who came in with her face down and her thumb in her mouth. And the reason is because for 5 years, Emma had watched her dad battle cancer, and a month before school started, he lost that fight. So a little girl with a broken heart came into school, head down, finger in her mouth. They tested her, as they always do, in the first month of school, and she showed that she was not able to match letters with sounds and she needed significant intervention. So specialists came in, gave her the intervention that she required. They tested her again in January, and really no progress had been made. And her teacher said every day she arrived at school, head down, finger in her mouth. Well, then her teacher knew that something new needed to happen. So she contacted the Kids Hope USA director from the church that partnered with their school and said, is there any way you can find us one more mentor? And that's what this director did. So the first day that the mentor came to meet Emma, she walked into the classroom and the teacher said, good luck with Emma. Here's a sheet of letters and sounds. If you can ever get her to work on these, that would be great. So the mentor and Emma walked down to the office where they met, and sure enough, Emma sat through most of the first session, head down, finger in her mouth, wouldn't say a word. So the mentor remembered back in training how one of the items that she learned about was to show your child a picture of your family. And so she put a picture of her own family down on the table so that as Emma was looking down, she could see the picture of the family. And Emma said her first words to her mentor when she saw the picture. She said, my daddy died. And right on cue, the mentor stood up, came behind little Emma and whispered in her ear, yeah, my daddy died too. Because just 2 years before, the mentor had lost her own dad. Emma said, really? The mentor said, yes. And then the mentor said, Emma, do you miss your daddy? And Emma said, yes. And the mentor said, you know, I miss my daddy too. It's okay to miss your daddy. Well, at that point in time, the finger came out of the mouth and Emma looked up at her mentor, and for the first time, she smiled. She said, it's really okay? The mentor said, yeah, it's okay. And from that point on, a great relationship started. And amazingly, later in that same hour, Emma took the sheet of letters and sounds and got them all right. She filled out the entire page. Later on in that year, the reading specialist for the school would say that it was a miracle what happened with Emma. But really what happened is just the right mentor came along and unlocked a little girl's heart. That match between a mentor and a child was amazing. It was so amazing you couldn't make that match if you tried. But we know that in heaven, God orchestrated that whole thing. Right now in the school that your church is partnering with, a little girl is sitting down with a broken heart, and she's hoping that someone will show up to help her. Right now in that school, a little boy is sitting down after facing lots of challenges in life, and he's hoping that someone cares. Thank you for being that someone. You'll make a great difference when you show up at that school and you are the someone that that little girl or that little boy needs.